It just exploded! Dude, this is one for the history books. What the heck? Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? EXO coming at you here, feeling nice and fresh. Hope you've been doing well too, staying safe out there for another hot summer. We have got a lot in store for today. I'm talking just about everything. Building, basing, making mistakes. Oh boy. If you can't finish watching now, be sure to come back later when you can, because there's a whole lot going on. Today's project, building Showtime Remy a new sub box for his 12-inch Solo X. My back has been bugging the crap out of me here lately, building all this stuff here alone, so I needed a little bit of a break from my big build. Having 12-18s is great and all, but man, is it a backbreaker. Got some really good news though. The prospects for landing 70,000 watts worth of bass amps just came down the pipeline. I'm like this close, so fingers crossed I'll be able to reveal the official EXO powerhouse sometime around the XS Power Show. So let's waste no time and get to press and play on today's episode. Just having a blast with car audio, whipping up a new sub box for our buddy. Hey now, this is just one sub, pal.
Just one?
Just one.
Oh, okay. All right, we good, come on.
All right, we just got out of Home Depot, got all the supplies, we're looking good. We're officially ready for a kicker box build, man.
Yes, sir, let's get it.
Now, if you're anything like me, you're always trying to cram something somewhere that just doesn't fit. Wood being the worst of that for me, because my car cannot fit a full sheet of plywood. Kind of a pain, but what's worse, the guys over at the store working the saw seem to be MIA 24/7. Yep, sometimes you just gotta go in for the kill, so we got some sacrificial blocks to make our nice cut with our Sawzall. We'll get some straight lines drawn and get the pieces sawed in half. There, now we can fit it right in the car. Easy peasy. Yeah, look at that old black beauty. She's coming in hot in that sunlight shining. What'd you do, wax her for me? She's glimmering, man.
It was dirty.
Yeah.
I had to clean up.
You excited for that new box, man?
Man, it took everything to get this thing. Oh, see, look, they didn't even do a good job. There she is.
We got some gear, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there's the kicker, and then we got some wire there. Is that for later or for today?
No, this is for the Mustang.
Oh, that's for the Mustang. All right, so fresh down from Showtime, we got the Stillwater Solo X, man. Kicker coming in hot. So I went ahead and went with birch this time. What was it? I don't know what it was, actually. It's like blonde wood. It's similar to birch in its weight profile, but check it out, man. Look how beautiful that is. MDF was literally only like a couple bucks less, so I went with this. It's easier to work with, no pre-drilling up the yin-yang, and it really looks nice, doesn't it?
You got it in here, didn't you? Look, it go all the way to the front.
Oh, you better believe it, man. I had to wash my brakes on the way over. Remy, wait, you're already breaking your windshield from some friggin', what are you, basing out on the freeway or something? What's that from?
Rocks.
And here's where you got your amplifier. Oh, you got a little inverter in there. Infinity?
That's busted.
What in the friggin' style points? What? Where'd you find that?
Okay, listen. So this doesn't have nearly enough for bass. The sub channel is only like 700.
Oh yeah, you need some more power there, bub.
Especially for, Solo X.
Fresh high output alternator under the hood?
Yeah, just a little something.
There you go, a little Mech Man special. Did you pick that up from Showtime too?
Yeah. What had happened is this thing started to have like a high idle. It would rest, its voltage would be at like 15.5, like 16. I reached out to Tony and he said that the internal regulator probably went bad, and it would get so high that the radio would cut out.
Oh, I've been there, dude.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the whole thing, get a new battery, get an alternator, and be done with it. All of these batteries have terminals on the top. So with these, it moves the terminal to the back so that you can still use your factory connections. Lifesavers.
So that was really helpful for putting in your amp kit. Man,
it was just helpful overall, because I would have known what to do. I was like, why is the terminals on the top and the post? would have freaked out. But these are the way to go if you have something similar like this.
And for right now, it looks like he's got 2 kicker comps. I remember seeing these striking away in the good old Best Buy. Those yellow cars, man, I was always so jealous. How do these sound for you? You been digging them?
Honestly, they're not bad. I mean, they work for what I need them to do.
Well, I still got it. Haven't done one of those things in a few years, that's for sure. I was feeling real excited, so I figured I'd capitalize on the moment. But before we get too ahead of ourselves by building the box, let's go whip out the star of the show, maybe fire it up with some free air inside. What do you say, Remy?
Free air, let's go.
All right, let's fire this baby up. We got the bench right here. You're probably gonna hear making a whole bunch of noise. It's plastic, the meter's bouncing everywhere, but let's start at 20 hertz here and then scrub up until we get some action. Oh, goodness. Oh, she's moving, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's say a little more. I wish she's got more than that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's go bring her up a little bit. Oh, listen to the metal brackets right down there. It's flexing. Oh, dude, the freaking whole plastic is shaking on my forearm. Nice and clean signal. We got the O-scope reading at 53 volts. Nice and clean. That noise is just the table, see that? So let's bring her up closer to 30 hertz for friggin' some... Oh, yeah, buddy! She's friggin' pumping. Look at those ribs on the surround. It's got that friggin' illusion on the background. Let's end her off with a nice jump up closer to 40 hertz, the FS of the woofer. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. We're at 50 volts, 40 hertz, clean signal. Not even cooking biscuits. What a beautiful smell. I can't wait to exercise this thing. Moving a lot for only that much power.
That's what I was saying. I was curious.
Did you get that on video?
Yeah, I was gonna say let's try like 30.
Yeah. Look at that. That's crazy. A sub can move quite a bit on free air when it's just 175 watts. It's max volume. Damn near 16 ohms. She's rising, man. Man, I can't wait to get this in a box. Here's just a quick rundown of what we got for a box. I love this calculator on Android, good old Thomas Van Special. We're doing a 24-inch wide box, so that's why we have 24 on the ground. We've got 0.2 for subwoofer displacement, that's how much the magnet and all that takes up. We got a little bit of box bracing at 0.5. The port thickness and the wood thickness are both 3/4 inch blonde wood, and the cutout is obviously square this time, but they account for a circular cutout, but we just went with 11 1/8 on that dimension. We're gonna do a 3-inch wide port by a 15.5 inch tall port. That gives us just the right amount of port area that Kicker recommends for the subwoofer, and then we'll make it 36.5 inches long. That's big. It's gonna have a little bend in it, and then at the end, we're at 3 cubic feet. That's exactly right, 31 hertz, and we have an estimated bandwidth right around 23 to 62 hertz. We'll start with all our largest cuts first with the good old 24 inchers. One of the perks about doing it this way, we already pre-cut our 24s, and since our cut sheet has this, it's essentially just cutting them to size this way. Don't even have to worry about it the other way. To label these
nice too. Marking all the pieces here. Whoops, we just caught a quick mistake. We gotta change these up. This is actually the top. This is actually the bottom, and then these are the front and back. So this is right here, this piece is what we're gonna have to double up for our baffle. Remember that little mistake I made just a couple seconds ago with that gouge there? Well, the 17 fits perfectly right until the edge of it, so we can squeeze out another piece out of this, and then we'll only have about this much scratch. All right, so we just took care of the double baffle, so now we only need 2 more pieces, the 15.5s by 21 3/4. Moving right along, got all the pieces cut. Now, instead of using wood glue, which is ordinarily what I would use for a box build, but we used hand tools, there may be some imperfections on the straightness of the lines. So PL3X will be perfect for filling up those gaps and cracks and any minor imperfections, you know what I'm saying?
Please don't hit your finger. If you hit your finger, I promise I would have passed out.
Damn, dude, that's not so bad for a hand cut. That lines up great. The brad nails are really just for positioning it and keeping it where it needs to be while I go ahead and screw. It's really not a final job. This is really what makes her tight right here, all these screws. Oh, yeah. See that?
The ooze.
Absolutely. And it really doesn't matter if we get any splooge on the edges. This is all gonna be carpeted in the end, so you won't be able to see any of this glue, you know what I'm saying? Remy had freaking bonus points for straightness. Oh.
Whatever. Look at how thick that is.
Oh, she be thick, boys. So here's really why I love using screws. They act as effective clamps for all your glue up. See this little crack right there? Watch it close up and ooze all that adhesive out. See that? That's why I love doing it this way. You know, you do an enclosure with all glue and no screws whatsoever. I just like doing it this way. Now he's just showing off, ladies and gentlemen. Remy's over here laying some worms.
Look at her. Hang on, let me roll that over like that. Mm-hmm. There she is.
She's looking good. Oh, that was a nice one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're still piecing things together over here, but had a little bit of a brain fart moment. Get this, we forgot the freaking ports. So we're gonna have to cut some pieces that will extend in. We have a mark inside the box at 3 inches so we can maintain the exact port width throughout the bend. It'll probably end somewhere right along that mark, so it'll be a nice 36.5-inch long port, just like Kicker calls for. like it, guys. Got the port pieces all cut. You can see how it's looking in there with that port bend. It extends all the way to this wall, and it just so happens to be the exact width of our port, so it couldn't have worked out any better. It's not affixed in there, but you can at least get the general gist of it. But let's go ahead and wrap up today with the last of the top. Dude, it's like a toothpaste commercial. Way to go. Whoa! We got a straggler. There. Oh, son of a bitch! I'm poking out on 2 of them! What the heck? That fix it?
Nope, still in it.
How about that?
Nope.
How about that?
Yep, that's good.
And then this one, I want to fix this one.
Yep. Nope.
Good?
Yep, that one's good.
Good?
Yep.
Oh man, I'll totally own up to that. I mean, that has happened before. That's really one of my least favorite things though, when it pops out of the side like that. And nothing a little PL won't fix, but I definitely blew through the trunks on that one.
It'll be alright.
Yep. All right, making some progress over here. Say hello, Norfleet. Come on. Oh, you are the best. So, we have got some progress on the box. I gotta get this thing off my lap here for a second. Oh, sorry. Sorry, pal. Kaplop. We did some sanding on the box just to get the edges all nice and fine and smoothed out. I am going to do a little bit of a flared end on our port here and hopefully do some double roundovers. But now we just need to get this port piece probably trimmed down another maybe 4 inches. Just a little sliver is what we need. Beautiful roundover with a pretty decent transition. Nice little handy trick to have a spare block of wood running along with your router so it doesn't teeter-totter on you, so it kept it nice and straight. Gosh, I just realized something. What in the double brain fart moment with the same piece nonetheless? Usually I do all of the port inserts before putting the top on. So as usual, we're making the job harder for us, but maybe this has happened once or twice to those of you watching. So we're gonna have to bust through this one little hiccup. It's not that bad. We'll just do a pre-assembly here so it's square and shove it in, and then draw our lines. It's not the end of the world, but it's just so funny, man. This damn top piece is, I think I'm doing like everything right in order and then everything's wrong. all tacked together. Now here comes the next tricky part once we get it kind of positioned into place. Now, as you know, the back of the port, once it has that 90-degree bend in the right-hand corner, it's gonna have a larger distance away from the port than 3 inches, and that's our port width. We wanna maintain that width the whole way through the line. So we're gonna actually do a handy little trick, since we can't get a tape measure back there to measure how much of a wedge we would need to take up that space. So we'll take this right back out and do a little bit of a square trick with a jig up on top. Let me show you. I cut some pieces to exactly 3 inches to act as a little bit of a jig, so when we place our square against it, we can figure out exactly what that point is. Just gotta shove it in nice and tightly, square against the blocks, and this is the dimension we're looking to measure. We wanna know how much space will be 3 inches, and then we'll make up the difference with a 45. Fleety, what are you doing? Stop everything. Return back to your post immediately. This is not good. This is not good at all. Oh, gosh, now I'm getting hurt. Oh, man, you had me scared there for a second, man. Cut that out. Go. Even with the mistake, it's not so bad. Now before we get to inserting the port for good, I think it's best to brace up these sidewalls, at least in the middle here, with some nice hardwood dowels. We'll do the back, the side, and this piece will get us to the inner wall of the port, but even that's kind of vulnerable, so we'll brace from there to this wall, and then when it's all said and done, right behind the subwoofer motor, we'll have a brace going from the floor to the ceiling. So that really should help cinch it all up and make it much stronger, you know what I'm saying? Braced up for the port walls now, got everything in line and pre-measured so we can insert our port. And what's cool is these are gonna act as a little bit of a stop, so when we push our port in, it can't go any further than 3 inches. The next part is actually figuring out where to lay down the screws for our port bend. You know, it's gonna be inside the box, and we're not gonna be able to know where it is, but we know how wide our port is and we know how wide our wood is. That's all we need to know. So we'll add those two up, draw some lines across in a 90 degrees, and then we'll have exactly where the screws gotta be drilled into. Oh my gosh, I just friggin' dropped the box off the dang thing. Look at that, oh gosh. But at least we got the port permanently installed. All the screws are laid in nice and hefty. Even laid a couple beads of PL. I didn't have my PL 3X, so I went with the Max, and it's a little bit mismatched, but that's okay. We got some 3X and some Max right there, a little smorgasbord of some Loctite. Our 3-inch blocks just barely fit, no wiggle in there, so we know that the port matches up with our measurements at least. Now it's time to finish up the bracing here, spanning the Grand Canyon from our most vulnerable piece with the port insert all the way to the outer edge. I think we got some spare. Oh yeah, we got some spare here on our dowel, so we'll cut that to size, install it just like we've already been doing. And you know what? I think for good measure, this little spare piece would be perfect for bracing from the front to the back, or at least this midpoint on this brace. And I had a great idea. Instead of using my jigsaw and getting jiggy with it, what if I went over on the drill press and drilled straight through? This is actually about the same size. Nope, that didn't do it. That piece right up. Hey, that's an experiment though. Oh no, she's toasted. Oh well. Sorry about that, I was in the way like the whole time, but the jigsaw did the trick, got ourselves a nice little curve there, and it matches up nicely with the other side. Trifecta right there. Sorry, I was trying to get the best angles I could, man. Side to side, top to bottom, all the way around. Look at that, freaking, we got those freaking angles with the dangles just right. I love the way that turned out. I've never really done the two dowels mated up together so closely like that. I think I've done them really close side by side, standing upright, but never joined up on the seam, so it actually worked out pretty decent there. So, you know what that means. Time to move on to the fun part here, getting the baffle all situated for the Solo X. I went on the other side of our cut line, so it's a little bit bigger than it should be. That way we can use the flush trim bit and make it perfectly sized. Remy's back on his way right now, so we'll wait for him to show up and get some more sawdust a-flying. Where we want it to have an overlap, because that's where that flush trim bit comes. So Remy's gonna give us just a little bit of lip. Yeah!
Splooch.
Big time. I love working with these freaking flush trim bits. It makes you feel like a professional, even if you had something haggard to begin with. It's like, it would be nice just to go ahead and double layer this, but we gotta actually do some more cutting. The port, we gotta freaking cut the port open. We gotta get the measurements for the subwoofer. So Remy's already ready to go here with the tape. We've got to find the center of this, and since our port is right here, we wanna find the center of this area, not the whole area, because then the freaking sub's gonna be one-sided, all the other freaking cockeyed. So we'll do a little crisscross and get the center.
Cutout is 11 1/8. So center point of all of the sides is 5 9/16.
We're just gonna outline the port real quick, just to give my eyes a good frame of reference and make sure nowhere into to start cutting out. You know what I'm saying? It's a 3-inch port, but you never know. Don't want to go too big on her, so better be safe than sorry when working with something that's so precious as almost a finished product. It's like, why is he doing this nice, beautiful wood? It looked nice before. It's all looks like a child's freaking art project gone wrong now. Well, it's gonna be carpeted. Who gives a crap, man? It's just making our job easier now, right? You know, I'm just trying to help the beginners who may be doing this stuff. I kind of take this for granted sometimes, doing car audio so often. You know, a lot of people are just starting out, so hopefully this video can help those who are looking for pointers along the way. Of course, there's those experts who already know pretty much everything. But you know, we're just trying to help those who are just getting started, you know? Man, that feels scary, but you just gotta trust your dimensions, trust your measurements. First square subwoofer cutout ever. I've never worked with kicker, you know, L7s or solo X's, anything like that. So we got a little straggler right there, though. So far, so good. Yeah, we just can't help ourselves, man. We just gotta do a little kaplopper. That's only the first single layer out of 2. But this will give us a good indicator of if we're on the right track. Well, of course, we use that piece of cardboard, but hey, curiosity's getting the best of the cat right here. Let's freaking drop the plop, freaking skika. There she goes. Bam. Look at that, nice tight fit. That has a built-in gasket on the bottom, doesn't it? That has like a kind of a foam piece.
Yep.
So that should work out just fine for us there. Everything is lining up mint. Can't wait to get that port trim though. She's not looking good. All right, that went real smoothly. Let's waste no time and slap another layer on there. Man, son of a freaking whore bag. Look what I've just done. It's not even funny. Well, was trying to be slick, skipping past the repeat parts without recording, but ended up launching the bearing right off my router bit. My stupid bearing just flew off on my white side, and now I've got a huge gouge. Just disregard that part. That's what I'm talking about, this stupid gouge. Ah, I know Remy said it's gonna be carpeted, but man, I'm just kicking myself. Well, yeah, we're trying to hook our buddy up, and here I am causing havoc left and right. Dang bearings, man, they just kept getting worse. That really is pissing me off. Like, the freaking bearing flew off. Giving myself a run for my money on this one. So as you can see right here, life is fine and dandy, but then once you hit right here in freaking western suburbs, she's down a freaking, what is that? I'd say a 16th, nah, maybe even a heavy 16th of an inch or more. So I have about 6 inches that I'm unhappy with. But like I said, the bearings just kept getting worse, blowing up every dang time the camera paused. Look at this side, we replaced the bearing, everything's riding nice and straight, everything's nice, and then wha-bam! It does it all over again, man. Those Amazon specials, you gotta watch your back with those. So I just replaced it for like the 3rd time. It's exploding out the casings. So this is what we're working with, just another little tiny gouge. Gotta be willing to admit it, man. Sometimes things don't go according to plan, but we're working with what we got and we're not taking no for an answer.
Yes, hello. I want to talk to DeWalt because his tools are failing.
Dude, you know what? In the moment, it seemed way worse, but now that I'm like here, just, you know, not as pissed, it's not too bad, dude. With a little bit of TLC, that's nothing. You'll forgive me, right?
Yep. Please.
Because I've been exploding these bearings. All right, everything looks okay. Better be safe than sorry, but I'm having like PTSD about it. It just exploded! What? Dude, this is one for the history books. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that bad, Remy. It's not that bad. But this is something, you said, DeWalt, they're going down. Someone's getting a customer service call for this one. What the hell? Let's take a break and reload.
Yes, I need to speak to DeWalt again. Your tools, okay, they're defective. We're gonna switch to Milwaukee, keep it up. Oh, he said to go in and switch. We might as well just go, he don't wanna help us.
All right, this is too much of a, goodness gracious, too much of a roller coaster. Come on, baby. We're down to our last couple bearings. Quick moment of silence, maybe cross our fingers, knock on some wood, do all that superstitious crap, because I am so sick of these stupid bearings, making me feel like a frickin' doofus over here. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Don't jerk on me, baby. Chancing it, I'm checking it again. All right, bearing is intact. I just wanted to be safe. I'm not chancing it, coming into this corner, I'm not chancing it. It's still there. It's like freaking NASCAR. Talladega Nights. You ready? Fire! Let's examine the worst of it now that it's straight. Remy, how bad is the mistake? Is that as, it's not as bad as I thought it was. That's not even a freaking 30-second or, that's not bad. We can put some freaking putty or maybe even spit in there and it'll fill it right in.
Fired up. Nope, already did. Already called him.
Uh-oh.
He blocked me.
Look at the inner bearings or the beads, the steel beads. Can you see what's going on? It's about to explode. Let's replace it. I'm not dealing with this again. Dang it, Remy, I think we reached a good enough spot to kind of let things simmer and relax for the day. Look what we've done. Heck yeah.
We got holes.
Yeah, we got holes.
I guess,
Pinch poke, you owe me a Coke. I'll meet you down at Showtime when we get to carpeting. We're gonna have to really put our heads together because I think, do you hate it as much as I do?
I've never done it, so I don't know. If we mess it up, guess what?
Maybe
we mess it up,
just add some character, maybe adds to the story of the box.
It's fine.
We got down with this one. Where's the best spot to get dirty? Because we may have a little bit of spray going on. Well, obviously.
We got precious cargo.
All right, finally back down to Showtime, ready to make some magic happen with our buddy Remy. We're both feeling good, nice and fresh. And I'm thinking we're actually gonna have to take this table out to actually get this thing flipping around for the carpeting, because that's what we're doing right now. Carpeting, I hate it. He freaking, well, actually, we're gonna get him busy for his first time, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't know if he hates it yet. We'll see what his opinion is at the end of all this. Yeah, and even though we need to the halfway mark to here, I'd rather have a little bit extra than not enough, you know what I mean? Makes it a little bit easier without that kind of lumpy strip. Here's the fun part, start getting spraying, man. We're gonna do on both surfaces because it sticks much better that way. So we'll do on here first, let it tack up, do down here, let it tack up, and then when you start laying it down, rub away from this corner right here so it pulls tight instead of, makes it bunch up on the bottom. Here, I'll give you something to copy real quick. I'll spray this part and you spray that part. See how it comes out really in that wide pattern like that? So you gotta kind of just lay it down in lines. While that tacks up, you want to do that same type of fan pattern on the wood.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. And if you see any spots that need to be hit, like something maybe right here, or maybe a little bit right there, just go ahead and do a nice little sputter. Nice. There you go. On to all the sticky stuff. And then while that's sitting down firm, I'm gonna glue up this side. It's coming off on my hands. Where the magic happens and my least favorite part. So the first seam, we've done our overlaps and we're just gonna take out the innards after a nice straight cut. And then we'll mate these two guys up as best we can. A little bit of WD-40 will take off that any bit of extra glue, so don't worry about that. Now we got these flaps here. I pretty much hate this part. I'm telling you, I was almost letting my anger get the best of me there. I was not a happy camper for like 30 minutes straight. I was like, "Gar!" I was cussing up a storm, just trying to get through this, because if you make a mistake with carpeting, it's so hard to undo it. Sometimes it's best just to freaking start all over, but we didn't have any more supplies, so we made it work. I mean, it's not the prettiest thing, but hell, Remy, you're happy with it, and that's all that matters, right?
Now, you know what I told you to do? I told you just to flip all the little pieces together and then have it look like a Lego set. I'd have been good with it.
Right, he was like, don't use a staple gun. He was just flapping flaps over, so.
Sure did.
I think the words tape even came across.
Sure.
He's like, wait, let's just tape this together, he was saying. So, Remy, what are your first impressions on carpeting?
I mean, I know you tried to teach me, but I get in the way a lot. That's why I got the broom. So, you did your thing, for real. I like it a lot.
Of course, our knife was getting duller and duller by the swipe, so it's a little bit jagged here on some of the edges, but luckily our subwoofer is gonna hide all that. It'll be plopped right down inside. You won't see any of that there, so, that's a nice, having a sharp blade makes the world of a difference when you're doing something like this, but man, I'm telling you, this is the last time. I'm gonna pay someone else to do this from now on. I hate it. We got a dual 2 ohm woofer this time, that way we can get down to 1 ohm. And we have some nice binding posts down there I added with some stainless hardware. That way with the heat shrinked wires coming out of the box, we can do direct connect without using the hardware itself as a pass-through.
We got a ground wire, okay? We put the ground in, okay?
You're going on vacation to Yorkshire soon?
And then the positive, it goes right here, mate. Just like that.
He starts the plop. Ooh, beautiful. Snatch action.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Still got all them phalanges?
Right, we're good.
Give her the knock test, dude. Let's get that resonance pumping. You can hear the bass.
It's gonna be low.
She's got some torque there compared to that Craftsman. All right, got everything all wired up here. We're freaking chasing the rain. I don't know if she's gonna drizzle on us, but we got a nice little gap in the clouds. Let's see how this thing sounds, man. I'm excited. Good job with today, man. You're gonna have to yell at that person. They just killed our video.
She's our HR lady, so we probably shouldn't.
I thought we were getting in trouble there for a second because the building's right here. That little amp is actually doing pretty decent, huh? I mean, on the higher notes, it's going up to 1,000 watts for sure. Is that the end of the song? Yep.
Yeah.
Let's restart that. I want to see what it does to this piece of paper, dude. Oh, son of a butthole. Right when I was going to start shredding some freaking pamphlets. It's starting to rain now. Let me turn this off real quick. We may have to postpone this. I don't want to be getting all this brand new stuff wet. Look at her. She's already starting to discolor the blacktop. Well, that should just about do it, YouTube. This another project down the drain. Friggin' rain finally stopped, but now we got this glare and sun friggin' beating down on us. Good job with this whole project, man. We got an hour-long video working with right now.
It is all you. You did all of it.
We did a good job, man. We make a good team over here. I'm pretty proud with what we got with this nice little kicker project. And, you know, then sometimes things happen, but we mustered through it. And I love the way it sounds, man. I'm super happy with the sound quality.
Dude, it sounds so good. I mean, it's a little bit more power than I was thinking it would be, like strength-wise, but I mean, it sounds really good. Like, you know about my lows.
Yep.
For, you know, I mean, everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's kicker. 24 hertz all day long.
Yeah.
It really surprised me, the sound quality of it.
Hey, if it does a trick for you, and if it's too loud for you, that's perfect for me. That's good in my book, you know. A little bit of overkill, that's the EXO way, man. And I'm super curious, though. I mean, I know you're not a big SPL guy, but would you be interested, maybe in the next video, just for shits and giggles, to chuck a meter up on that thing?
I don't see why not. I mean, it doesn't have the SPL power, you know. I mean, it's only on a 1200 watt amp.
Oh,
so,
well,
I mean,
yeah, of course. But I mean, come on, man. We're on the Basshead channel. I bet everyone's gonna be wondering, how loud is it? How loud is it?
Why not? We'll just shake it apart. It's fine.
Right.
It's all right. Let's do it.
So you heard the man. Peer pressure it is. We're slowly convincing him to get louder and louder over here. But hey, that comes with the territory when you work at a car audio store, right, Remy? Uh-oh.
You work at the same place I do.
Yeah, well.
All this stuff from Showtime. I mean, this, right now you just have the messages for these, but I mean, the amp that I got from Showtime, I mean, battery, alternator, like all that stuff.
Yeah, you really stepped in it now, man. What have you done? We had a fun time, just a nice little laid-back car audio video like we used to do back in the day, man. Single 12, 12, 12s, doesn't matter to me. It's all good in my book, and I have fun. This is what I love doing. So until the next video, woo, man, that wind's surely kicking up. It's time to sign out. This is EXO and Remy. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Stay loud and stay proud.